The young salesperson didn't even look at me, didn't talk to me. I was talking to my dad. My dad knew nothing about the car. I knew a lot, but he didn't talk to me. He quickly got my dad into a test drive. So came back, they were smiling. Dad was like smiling, maybe adrenaline rush a bit or what, right? Into the car, all the way back to Changdun, which is another 40 minutes drive. Said, you're no way you'll get that car. I said, why? It's too fast for you.
Hey Tony, welcome to our What's Your Story series, where we get our friends to talk about their love for cars and their journey.
Thank you for inviting me.
Could you tell us about yourself and your background?
Elder son, father of 2 daughters, growing up, 12 years old, twins, right? Graduated as an engineer, went home, never became an engineer. Didn't really actually find an engineering job. Before I went back to family business, I started a workshop in Sunway back in year 2003 to 2005. Very short time period. Not say wasted, spent a lot of money. I thought I made good money by tuning cars, especially if you are familiar with HKS, FCOM V Pro.
Okay.
So I was working with Thai friends who had that key. At that era, you had to insert that key to tune, right? I still remember going out the KLIA highway, zoom past, that Thai guy was pressing a few buttons, and then we made it like it's very hard to tune, then we charge people like 5,000, but it's actually press of buttons. Loading the files just to put a load to it, no engine knocking, safe to drive, and give it back to customers. So yeah, a bit of background on that. And then now, after that workshop, I went back to helping family business in trucking. So I got a lot of chance to travel Southeast Asia, setting up bases in even up to Surabaya and Jakarta and Bandung, Cambodia, Thailand. So, but predominantly now, I spend most of my time in Thailand, families there. And back home also to help with family business, and I run 2 fast casual restaurant that many would know, Boat Noodle and Banana Bro.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Why don't you tell us a little bit about these 2 restaurants? Because I think everyone knows about them.
It really all started off when wife was giving birth in 2013. So at that point in time, before that, she traveled around me. And that time we said, we need to settle down. Need to stay home more. Then I realized that if I stay home all the time, I will have a lot of time back home. Logistics doesn't mean being there all the time. So what to do? But that point in time, I already have some experience bringing Cha Time as master franchise to Cambodia. So I said, if that's workable there, back home, we know home serve even better. So let's do something about it. And through brainstorm, because the wife is Thai, Boat Noodle is a Thai thing that I remember for a long time. It's a fun way to eat noodles. Never appeared here before.
Yeah.
So give it a try, and subsequently things happen from there.
Yeah, I remember going to your restaurants. They had one in Jaya one, and we're just stacking up banana bowls, right? Yeah. Everyone's doing let's stack the 10 bowl, 20 bowl challenge, right? Yeah.
In fact, that was how it was done in Thailand. Like when I was 15 years old. Yeah, long ago. Yeah.
Very good. And Banana Bros.
Cycling, bloody. Every Sunday is Ghana PJ for me. It's down the road, right? Hangover time until kids come up, still there every other Sunday. After cycling is where you get super hungry, right? And always also end up there making a lot of rice. But then it comes to a point, of course, running Boat Noodle is one thing. It shows me a lot of what Malaysia consumer market is and this and that. And constantly I feel like things that I love back home is banana leaves, but it's only a PJ and bangsa thing.
Okay.
It was never a Al-Star thing or Rawang thing. Okay. So then I started speaking to friends who eventually became partners, right? And I said, yes, we have some good resources with F&B, setting up a team, all those are not the issues, but somebody need to come on board and help to run, which is a friend of mine, Aaron, and then Griffin, who eventually become a sleeping partner now. In the early days, all came up with that ideas and whatnot. So we said, yeah, let's prove it right lah. It's not just KL and Bangsa thing. It should be a whole Malaysian thing. That's why they say, oh, Malaysia is the Malaysian thing.
It's expanded. How many outlets do you have now?
40.
Wow. Okay. Congrats on the growth.
Yeah, I think, like it or not, we really are not there to say like we're trying to do the best. But you see, when you grow, consistency become the challenge. Then the best of things, right?
Agreed.
And then accessibility is where we constantly focus to try to do. So it's accessible everywhere. So now at least people in Malacca can have it, Kuantan can have it, Terengganu is opening soon, Kota Baru has it now. We are zero down south, Malacca downwards we don't have anything. So next year will be a lot of Johor and a bit up north.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
that's amazing. What an interesting story of how the business has grown for your F&B. I remember the time during the pandemic. I remember you were being very vocal as well, leading a lot of the consumers, doing a lot of discussions and negotiations as well. That was that whole era and that period of time, which was very trying for the F&B, and very thankful to see that the business for you has also taken a new meaning even after the pandemic.
Yeah.
For a lot of businesses, I know F&B suffered a lot during the pandemic, but I think the post-pandemic was also very serious for a lot of others.
Correct.
Not many survived after that as well.
And I think sometimes it's not about business doesn't survive. Over pandemic, everyone worked together, landlord side to give some relaxation, government come in and help and whatnot. But I think it's a fatigueness of the owners. People just get like, oh, this is not for me anymore. So a lot of people got out. But trust me, these recent years, many more come in. I think we have net surplus than people getting out. Yeah.
So, wonderful. Okay.
Yep.
How did you first get started in the automotive scene? Day zero, ground zero.
Whew. Dad liked car. So typical story lah, right? Boy looking up to dad. But dad he didn't have any nice supercars or sports car. The most memorable car is his Volkswagen Beetle. I don't know what year was that. And I remember that he came home late every other night because of spending time in the accessory shop. Because we live in Kampong. The nearest shop was an hour drive away. So he ended up quite late. Mom nagged a lot. And one time I remember he came home with a trophy which is like 1, 2, 3 layer. Like, like in Kampong, you usually see that people in bird singing competition get one. But he got one back for his Volkswagen Beetle from Sultan's Kedah's birthday, some classic car show.
Okay.
So that was one of the deepest moments that I remember about cars. And did that make me like cars? Maybe yes, indirectly it made me like cars. But the Beetle is one of the slowest car at home that I don't like.
It is. I had one before.
I don't like to be in that car. The Viper doesn't move, I remember. And then that sparks me in the choice of cars. And then later on is maybe college time. Not college time, secondary, third, fourth. We are on a motorbike. Seniors start having their cars. Mazda Estina start coming out.
Yes.
323, all those start coming out.
Correct.
So you kind of like, ooh, I want to be that, right? So I think maybe that really start where cars attention come to the life.
Okay. And which would you consider to be your first special car? Your first project car?
Before I get a car, I know my hometown, the burger store sellers, Abang Ramli, I call him. But his name is not Ramli because he's a Ramli burger. He has a EG6.
Okay.
With a Mugen ECU.
Okay.
And his car is fastest in that small town. So people try to, malam ni nak race tak? Nak race, so they went and do that 400. We were looking from the side, there's no license in it. So he's against like Iswara, Myvac, Turbo and whatnot lah. So the EG6 is always very fast and I always wanted that car. And EG6 next to him is his partner who is also the burger store operator as a Proton Putra. Love Putras.
Yeah, that was the iconic Proton of our era, isn't it?
I love it. And in my heart, it's really, when I get licensed, I want to ask my dad for Putra. True enough, got a license in Pompai. That time study in Alostar. You hardly will see sports car. One of the sport car that I see all the time is a Toyota Serra. You know that story?
Okay, yes.
Somebody from Thailand border, which is Thai number plate, always appear in front of our school. So that's one of the nicest sports car we see in town. Got my license, told my dad, said, hey dad, I want Putra. Somehow I remember he tell me like, local car are not so safe. You get something more safe. I don't know what he meant. Then, okay, then safety means there's a Fiat dealership in Alostar. Somehow or other. I remember that Fiat 2-liter coupe turbo has a Brembo brakes, like Evo 5.
Yes.
Because that time we read another Hong Kong magazine, so I told my dad, yes, I know there's one car which is safe. Didn't say it's fast, right? Okay, done. Dad said, okay, let's go. Wow, that was very vivid in my mind. Actually, after school, because they sent me to boarding school. Thursday afternoon, they pick me up. Friday, Saturday, school off them, right? Thursday afternoon, pick me up. Went straight to that showroom in All-Star, the young salesperson didn't even look at me, didn't talk to me. I was talking to my dad. My dad know nothing about the car. I knew a lot, but he didn't talk to me. So I said, fine, it's fine. He quickly got my dad into a test drive. So my dad said, well, get in, but I didn't get to go. So he didn't tak layan ma. So close the door, then they're off. I wait at the showroom and thinking to myself, I hope my dad like it. So came back, they were smiling. Dad was like smiling, maybe adrenaline rush a bit or what, right? My heart stayed, I don't get it in. Into the car, all the way back to Changlu, which is another 40 minutes drive. Said, you're no way to get that car. I said, why? It's too fast for you. Really? Oh my God, moment.
Ouch.
So, didn't get the car.
Okay.
Then one day, he came back with a surprise. I got a car for you. They said, why? You got a car for me? What car? I got your Hyundai from Korea. I said, Hyundai from Korea? What car did you get me? I didn't know what guy. He got that, the Tiburon compared to... Because one of his friends opened that dealership in All-Star. So I'm stuck with the first car.
That's your safe car.
2-liter auto with the engine, which is terbalik from all your 4G. Nothing can be fitted. I started off with
that close to a Fiat Coupe. I still have two. I've got a 20-valve turbo and a 16-valve in my place.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think back at the era, it was one of the best cars and it was fast. For a 2-liter turbo, it was fast.
Absolutely. Out of nowhere.
Rambo brakes, Recaro seats, right? It was the introductory Ferrari for us, right? Yeah. So that was your Hyundai, the first start. And where did it go from the Hyundai?
I remember quite well the automatic gearbox spoiled 4 months, because I try and do a wheel spin with N to D standard. The first that let go burst was the OD button. The OD light still coming on. And they took my car and said they sent back to somewhere Batu Cave or something. After a few weeks, the car came back. The OD light is gone. All fine. And it was Chinese New Year Eve. I got 4 of my hometown mates with me. 2 at the back, 2 in front of me. In front of Menara, All-Star. You've been to All-Star before. Traffic light. New Year's Eve used to be a big thing. Hang out. Okay, let's do some wheel spin. Gone. Gearbox gone. Car broke down. From there, I really find my way to say that I want it to be in manual because it will save you money that I just true enough, they found a gearbox from Singapore, half cut. A friend of mine who is from the hometown happens to be a mechanic down in Johor. So he said, actually, they have manual transmission in Singapore. I was real, I didn't drive manual car. That happened. So it became a manual 5-speed 2-liter car, which is then as fast as your Putra, right? There's no suspension to it. I went to Penang, went to Streetworks. They were doing Apex and Hot Beats.
Back in the day, yes.
Apex and nothing for the car.
Yes.
I said, everyone had AFC, whatever C, mine cannot. So they got me Hot Beats suspension. So I got to slow down for the first time. I got Apex exhaust. Car seems to be properly proper. That time I started in Penang. Nothing much except for that. That time, you don't have Recaro shop yet. You have one Sparko in Batu Cave, remember?
All right, yes.
So I went there before.
It's still there,
the seat was pretty expensive that time. So mom, dad would definitely say, no, I have no capability to buy those cars. For sure, no money for that. And nope, the car stuck with the 2-liter with a bits here there. 1 year in Penang, then I studied in KL. I stayed in Subang, SS15, rented a house with a few more mates. I was exposed to Batu Tiga.
Naughty boy then. Okay.
What do you call that then? Friday night or what?
Yes.
Saturday night?
It was a Saturday night.
Saturday night, something, right?
Correct.
So Ken 1 was there. That Evo 3, I forgot the number. Brakes with all the D's become red. Remember that corner, the first corner?
Yeah.
So then went to Batu Tiga factory. True enough, the first time, a few laps in, the engine broke. Because I don't know how to drive anyway. So I was just downshifting and I remember it was too much downshifting. So the engine just broke and the oil was everywhere on the road. So there goes the car, engine's gone. So got quite sad . Then, similar to that auto gearbox gone to that manual gearbox, that engine is gone. Same friend in Joy said, hey, you know what? Your car can convert Evo engine on. So again, hello, Mom, Dad, I tell you, this engine Korea can lose.
Rally tested.
Got one cheap one from the half cut shop.
Rally tested.
One. Okay, the technique somehow worked. Send the car down to Johor. They plumb in the Evo 4.
Damn.
But they lock it to 2 wheels. Because cannot do. Got the car back from JB, super happy. Had the car another year, then I went to UK. So sadly, I have to leave the car behind. With wheel side body kit and all, the fiber one. HKS intercooler at the front. What? So when they studied in UK, missed the car a lot. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you studied in the UK. Did you get any cars back there? So what's the UK story then?
Yeah, man. You went there. First thing was, Subaru for £5,000. What?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. No
Evo
thanks.
3 for £8,000. Oh, that's cheap. Again, hello, mom. Here those supermarket very far. I need a car. And the car is cheap, £8,000 normal car.
Yeah.
So it became a SCI 2. It's got SCI 2, 4 doors. Happy, man.
Of
Real
course.
JDM with him,
Of
right?
course.
But in UK, one thing, you cannot modify cars. It's not easy for you to find place more unless you drive all the way to London with some honky guys there, and it's not cheap, right? So I live in Leeds, or this town called Bradford, Leeds, Manchester, Bradford, all together in Yorkshire. So what I can do was came home summer, buy a lot of stickers from Sunway. Because stickers there, license cannot sell. Man. Here we can buy all sort of brand. Then we do carbon sale for the Angmo. So we make quite a lot of money from stickers.
Not bad,
But my car is full of stickers.
Entrepreneur.
It's faster with a sticker, right? So yeah, I had that car for 2 years there.
Okay.
Studied there 2 years with the Impreza.
What color was it?
Silver. And I actually tried to rebuild one almost exactly the same on my Instagram, which I sold it not too long. Almost identical already. Missed it, yeah.
So you had that there until you came back.
Correct.
Or you sold it before you came back.
It was vandalized in front of my student hall. For what reason? Then I came to know there was this group thing, they were Pakistanis, who is also friend of friend. They knew me well, and they know that I'm going home. So they vandalized the car so they can buy the car later from somewhere. And they know that I won't lose money by being vandalized. So that's what later told to me by another guy after that. So I said, finally, they don't hurt me.
Yeah, correct. What a small world. Huh?
Yep.
So you came back and you started working. And what was your next project car then?
Came home, went back to that Hyundai first. Hyundai was still with me, took back the car. Didn't get a job in Malaysia. Proton interview 3 times. It didn't take. And then jobs from Melaka, Honda was offered, but you need to travel to Melaka. I became a Range Rover salesperson in Bri for 2 weeks because I thought I can easily sell to my dad and my uncle. But it happened, and I thought it was really too boring, just sell car, right? So they know. Didn't happen, then went back. So family is always there to say, it's time for you to come back and help. Hundreds of trucks back home that you can take care of. I said, cannot, I have not done what I think I can do. I'm an engineer, I can make car go faster, more efficient, blah, blah, blah. So that said, okay, I give you a bit of time to do what you want, to prove you right. If you cannot make money in 2 years, you have to come home. I say, fair. So that's where I opened that workshop.
Okay.
The first one, I found a friend who is a mechanics and all stuff. He had one workshop already. So I kind of put a bit more money, like I remember it's like 10,000, 8,000 into his shop so that I can be part of the shop. So right there and then is where the Hyundai is being modified. And then around that time is where I think I got my younger brother, good life, stay home, no need to go anywhere. Parents may somehow or other want to keep him on their side. And he got a Buckeye Impreza when I come home. I said, what? You got a better car than me now? Right? So yeah, that was at home already now. Think back, Buckeye STI 7. Then from that, I went on and get a GTR 33. R33 from Ipoh. Apparently, is not sure he's watching or not. He's the son of the Captangan Peanut.
Okay.
So some friends later on told me, I didn't know him.
Yeah.
I went through Motor Trader and got the car from Ipoh. So got the car, and then because of that workshop that I chip in away money, so that Skyline is in that workshop. Then the workshop become very famous. Yeah, so that's where I see a lot of engine transplant, which has nothing to do with my studies anymore. So that's where the thing picked up a bit. Less than a year, then we decided to say, let's move to Sunway, and then work out with the friend that I know from Thailand who have been helping me on parts and making the GR 33 to go faster. The Thai boys lah. He has a name called Speed D in Bangkok, which is still Speed D in Bangkok. I said, okay, let's do Speed D in Malaysia, and that's how Sunway happens. And then we end up putting up probably the first 900 the horsepower GTR 33, which is my own car, and then Sepang Rag Battle started from there. You never see a Mickey Thompson ever in your life. Nobody used it here. The best was that Silverstone slick that is used by Karamjit Singh in his tarmac.
Yes.
You have to put in a 16-inch wheel to run that. I think we ran 10.1 or something like that.
Wow.
So it was pretty quick car that time.
Wow, that was just spurred on your passion all the way.
Yeah, it's just
the scene was opening up as well, wasn't it? Yeah, that was that time.
Yeah. And then I end up doing a lot of cars from all the JDMs. And then most of the RV36 end up in our place. Especially 34 that time was coming out. So fellow friends watching, I'm sure today, then that's how we stay until today, all friends still.
Understood. Now, can you run us through the different phases and what were the cars that were in your collection at that time and over the last couple of years, and where you are now in terms of your ideology and your thoughts on collecting cars?
So 33, then done with that. Then 34 came home, sold the 33. 34 is where the business doesn't work, you have the car walls. Then the 33 was cut by us so extensively that no whole bay. The engine bay was cut, the back trunk was all cut really. So sold the car. 34 came, kept it pretty standard, enough for modifying cars. So with the 34, went home and worked. So I kind of left the car scene for a while. 34 was there, always at home. Nothing much was done. The STI was there, nothing much was done. So when I went home and worked with trucks, then I do a lot of diesel and trucks and whatnot, but I didn't have many things. But then, I think 4 years in, 2006-07, I then based in KL already. Then I think also, I was exposed to that time. I think a friend came to me with a BMW M3 46. He got me into a car. I said, wow, European car so comfortable, why not? Because never had explored European cars before, right?
Yeah.
So that got me to, again, go back to that lah, right? Daddy, I need a car. So I got a E46 M3. That car was one of the cars that I loved the most. The car that people say you lock the key, walk away and turn back, right? And that happens. And you wash the car more than wash your hair. So wash car. So that car I loved a lot. It was E46 M3, no supercharger, no nothing, except for some Steiner hood from Singapore. A T37 wheel somehow or other.
Okay, nice.
From Singapore with that Alcon brakes and go others. Decent looking, good. Sepang Fact Day cars, fun enough with titanium exhaust.
And what a screamer of an engine.
Yeah. So 46 for a while. From there also, after 46, I think I stopped for a good 4 years without cars. It's where I also get married, kids coming, Toyota Wildfire became the car. Until 2014. 13, I started the family business. 14 is where kids is at home already. You stay most of your time here. And I think I restarted. That time the M3 also not there anymore. Now I think back, the 34 was still at home with completely not movable. It was all rusty. The engine hood is even full of rats inside. How I restarted? Now you got me thinking. It was, I think, that time a DC2 for sale. Somewhere on that fire start to kick back again, saying that, hey, JDM, then I think back a lot of cars that I had liked but I never got. So I restarted with the DC2.
Okay. Okay, right.
DC2, then that time, I think 2016, 16, then somehow it's about restoring it to the OEM as possible era. So that kind of sparked very quickly. And then 2016 is where got lucky, orang kaya baru lah. So Japanese came in and bought a good 40% shares from Bonoodle. And then overnight you got quite a bit of money. I think not knowing how to handle that also. So that how the splurge happened. So went on and buy even more JDMs. So at one point, maybe some have watched that I don't know. No Equal was the one
Yes, no
featured
equal.
it, right?
Yes, I remember.
So I have an NSX Type S, Spirit R, 34, 32, Evo 8 MR. Oh, that was after. No, sorry, this came later. Before that, after the Orang Kaya Baru era, forget about the DC2, And I had always had my Scuderia with me. Sorry. After the M3, Scuderia was always there. That is because I told myself also, the time I was based in Cambodia, I said, should be able to find enough money to buy the first Ferrari in life. Everyone think about that, right? True enough, I think the air freight business for representing Asia, Malaysia Airlines in that very kind of cowboyish business environment, right? If you dare to go, you believe enough, those people are going to pay you back. Profit is very handsome. In a very short period of time, you made many hundred thousand of US dollars, which is more than enough for me to come back and buy a car. So that made me bought the first Scuderia. I wanted the Super Leggera. I went to the shop somewhere in Ampang. Before I get to the Leggera, the blue Scuderia was outside.
Okay,
this one. Right. I'm going to see that one.
That's the most unique color as well.
Right, the Longines Paris Motor color.
Correct.
So got that one instead. And that car has been with me, but never driven much. The passion wasn't really there in cars. Had that car, but constantly feel weird. How could I, a ringgit million car inside with metal and the rock hitting that? I said, even that time, girlfriend doesn't feel like glamour in the car. Say outside look very nice. See inside, why like that one? But we all like the shape, So never really appreciate that rawness of things yet. And then from Ferrari, I actually got the GT3 RS of JP Chin. He has his Mark 1 Green RS that he wanted to let go. So I changed from that Scuderia to that era has got Langkawi.
Yeah, correct.
Langkawi era. Now you reminded me, I actually forgot about this. So I got the green RS into Langkawi. And then also because of Langkawi opener, because I live in Kedah, I always think that one of the first guy in town that do Langkawi car was probably myself in KL. That time, not many people know about this so-called, I don't know I call it loophole, but it was really a loophole. Back in hometown, since young and lost star, we knew many people buy Nissan Sentra off the island to become taxi. In the hometown, so better taxi lah, but it's a Sentra from Langkawi. So using the same technique, going through the same friends who've been doing the Sentra as taxi. I don't mention the name. Most of you guys will still use him if you have a car. He actually told me because of you, I am today I end up managing so many more cars for so many more people. So that RS and the 35 from Mofas, import baru 360,000 in the island. So got the car, and then I remember the salesperson in Mofas, Billy, I think his name. He was like, Langkawi, how to send? So they thought I have no idea, but this friend there in Langkawi said, don't worry, send it to me. I know what to do. Yeah. So I was using the car like nobody even care. Just I sent the whole year. But the plate was KB286 without alphabet in the back. It doesn't look like odd. So I drive the car around.
This was the 997.1, right? I remember.
The green one.
Yes.
Right. So that too, then from there, the OKB happens. OKB happens from the European cars, went on collect Huracan, and then also at that point in life, I feel like, you really got everything really. Like what people think, you're not the super collectibles, but you want to validate, this is the validation that you show to yourself, right?
The cars.
So you have Scuderia, at the time I have Scuderia, RS, a Huracan, and the 48. So all parked there. But that also is a big reflection time to tell yourself, then what?
Yeah.
You are not purely really enjoying it. The enjoyment is more of trying to prove yourself, like you can do this, right? Yes, you done it, then so what? So in fact, that was the time that I really think I didn't enjoy much car, except for the green RS with straight pipes that I still have a lot of memory with. Otherwise, I don't think I even remember what Huracan's drives like. And the 488 was just pure fast. 35, I drove it to Laos.
Yeah.
For the sake of really just love of Skyline, right? Of GTR. We saw Skyline anymore. So that done. Quickly sold off all the cars.
All, you know? All. That was that time.
Yeah.
Everything's
for sale.
Yeah.
Why? I said, I think my interest is in JDM. That's where the DC2 started. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So then went on a hunt for these cars. I think in that time also a lot of students' AP car was brought back. Right? In the market, people are this for sale, this for sale. But for us in that time, if you are buying, the banks won't give you loan anymore. Lah. So in that matter, it's a lot of time. If the JPJ can change name, I'm okay. So that ended up with this C2, and then quickly it spurred to V-Spec tuner, then 32, and then NSX Type S, Embark, except for Supra lah, and the Spirit R. So I think No Eco did one.
Correct. Back in your hometown there, right? Yes. That was epic. Yeah, the shoe was epic. What a collection.
It's not really a collection though, it's a bin through. I didn't have them anymore.
Yeah, but if at that era to have that time to have all of them together, man, anyone who is a car person, who is a JDM fan, right? This is quite, like I said, it's the validation that you are in car heaven already.
Exactly, right? So, and that era also is more about putting them to best stock. So in the video, I clearly remember I said I want to have the feeling of 1990 people reverse the 32 out from the showroom. I want to know how it feels because they're all gone. So that was really the intention, direction. After having them all, again, same thing happens when you had European cars. Again, then they said, actually, which one do you like the most? Cannot answer. But I think deeper down, really ask is Skyline still, because maybe the 33 was there and is a JDM and 35 happened before. So until today, then I try to now convince myself Skyline is the one that I want to stay true.
Okay. You really have the history already.
Sold. Right. Then I'm left with all the Skylines today.
Okay. So for, again, our viewers, what are the current Skylines that you have now?
So the oldest one being the KGC 10, the Hako. The silver ones that has been going around car show. Saturday will be PD. Usually it's not me who bring to the car show. Somebody help to bring it back. I drove it a couple of weeks ago. Went to Karak, met a few friends there. Decided after Karak I don't want to start anymore, so I didn't go up to Genting. I called a tow truck, sit the tow truck. I came home, and then the car decided to start again. I don't know why. We're still fixing it, but otherwise the car's nice. Hako, and there's a 19. I skipped Camry. I haven't found a good Camry yet. So there's a C110, right? So I had two C210, C210. If only maybe some Datsun players they know, some Skyline players they know. So I have a Salon 4-door C210 long nose, which is being restored for 2 years now. It's not done yet. And also lucky enough to have somebody sold me his C210 coupe. There's one green one for sale on Facebook, which is stock, but the C210 that I did was to that Japanese rig. That's 70. It was just, it's made in 1979, same as my age. I said, I need to have that era of Skyline. Hako, 210, 32, 33, 34.
And for the foreseeable future, are you planning to add more to them?
As of now, really no. As of now, even now, that's what I said. Nowadays, I also feel like I said, the way of how I like cars is constantly wanting a lot of them. Even if it's one type of car, which is Skyline, and I want all. But which one do I really love the most? As of today, I enjoy driving 33 the most. Why? Is it because of I use a habit? I don't think so. But love to see is the Hako. It's very old and it's a hassle, right? It's drivable. I drove it to Malacca twice, and the car went from Malacca to Kedah once, so it was all the way up. It's drivable, but it's just that we don't feel comfortable enough to drive so long, right?
Cars have become a lot more modern. It's become a lot more comfortable. In a sense, it takes away that pure driving experience for you. It gives you the comfort and the convenience of it, which we romanticize about. But when we get back into it, and it's as hardcore as the hardcore, it's a challenge. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's nice for short spurts.
But if you cannot start, you just smile like,
correct.
Okay, I'm going to get you fixed, And then just out in the middle, I think I also very briefly went to go crazy about your V8 Ferraris. Correct. So 355, 360 was at one point there. It was also very old to drive. End up also keep parked there. Then somebody come and offer, okay, let's sell. Then things happen quite quickly.
Well, maybe we want to unpack a little bit about what you shared just now about having many cars. But ultimately, you were saying for you, the philosophy has matured and grown to the point where you're trying to find the purpose and the pleasure in one. Am I correct? Yeah. What do you think is the motivation behind it? What caused it?
Sometimes seeing a number of cars at home that sometimes when most of the cars are kept in garage, right? I have a so-called, they call it a man cave, but it's just a garage with a lot of toys inside and everything. So unfortunately, it's not in KL. If it's in KL, I could have just put a cafe next to it and let people go. So sometimes you go back, some of the cars has one side of tire just squat down like that. Also doesn't feel I have enough time to take care of them. And then constantly also that dilemma, that Sunday, what car to drive?
Yeah. Right.
What's the point?
Right? Yeah.
So really, what's the point?
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot drive 2 cars at one go.
Yes.
The worst is you ask, hey bro, come help me drive 1 car tomorrow, can? I mean, people say you first world problem, this, but we want to see that car moving, we want to see it from outside. If you drive, you don't see it. Yeah, you enjoy it or not, but you don't see that car, right? So I think maybe that's what playing in the mind. So lucky enough, I think all these cars are collectible items. You won't make a lot, but I'm pretty sure you won't lose money, right? You won't make like what they are selling the nurse for, but a lot of people offer good money. See lah, see.
There is a hype demand growing out of this in the sense in the marketplace, but that also makes it challenging for a lot of the petrolheads, the ones who actually want to buy them and drive them, because I think like the nurse, they've gone up to the point where it's stratospheric already. You have to be of a certain income level to even consider them. Yeah. And even the parts themselves. But
the there's more parts and all.
There you go.
Too crazy.
Yeah, you literally bid for them. That's how it works now. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing.
Hey, no problem.
Okay, let's jump into the next part, which is would you be able to describe your dream car and explain why it would hold a special place in your heart? Right
now, I think is because maybe recently I'm very much into history. I read more history stuff. I think then the story of the car itself, how it comes about, the legacy that it has got, and then if you were to have one, then you truly have drive it and imagine what happened 50 years ago. I think that kind of give me a lot of meaning. Now,
so which car specifically then?
Hago.
Okay. Yeah. The heritage of the car. Okay.
And somebody is offering me money to keep asking me to sell. And I was thinking I can sell and validate that transaction and build another one, but no.
Yeah. You've got something special. You want to keep it, right? Okay. Tony, could you share a philosophical perspective, right? It sounds deep, but it isn't as deep as you think, on life, a philosophical perspective on life that has significantly impacted you, perhaps recently. What would you like to share to the viewers and be able to speak your heart on this matter? Yeah.
I think some friends may know that Tony kind of like was out of the scene for quite some time, for the past 1-2 years now, right? I got sick, put it this way, got sick. And then the chances are that you probably don't live long enough to see anything else. I think that is a period that also made me realize a lot about things can happen out of nowhere, seriously. I mean, you watch a movie, you heard of other people happen.
They're all alien, isn't it? It's not connected to your real life, yeah?
But when it happened to me, that time is where it takes quite some time to really come to terms with how to deal with it. And I was very lucky that I met good doctors who can help me out, and was sent to Europe for one point in time, and they managed to things done for me. But then even after that, I will deal with probably 6 months of bedbound, missed cars like crazy.
I can imagine.
So I think even in that moment in time, cars kept me going for quite. One of the things that I keep telling myself is I want to be able to drive. And I keep telling myself I want to drive to Chiang Mai that haven't happened yet. Because I think I better do it quick.
Yes.
So I think the biggest change in life is that now I think if you have really liked something and want something and you have a chance to do it, and if it doesn't cost you your arms and legs and whatnot, be confident, do it.
Seize the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Nike says, just do it. Huh?
And also on another end is that always be grateful of already what you have. We can't be always just, I have not have enough yet. I still need to go higher and higher. Nowadays, for me, is even you can't get what is higher that you know, you should be grateful already where you are.
So I guess if you're saying in the perspective, it's being content with what you have. Yeah, being grateful for that. Right? Yeah, I do understand and connect with what you said, because if anything, the recent years of the pandemic and the post-pandemic, we've lost friends. And in some times and periods of time where it's a lot more frequent than we would have expected.
Yeah.
So the thought of people passing at a certain age, it's always a foreign thought.
Yeah.
Once closest to you, happens, and it's sudden. Yeah. Each time it happens.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really close to home.
Yeah.
You know.
And because I'm the eldest son at home, and my family, even my grandparents, were relatively young. I grew up without any close family members living us. So it happens within, COVID time, people getting older. I lost both grandfather during that period of time. So that became very clear.
Yeah.
So that kind of amplifies a lot of things.
Correct.
And with daughters growing up.
Yes.
Also.
Yes. You've got your responsibilities too, yeah? Thank you for sharing.
Hey, no problem.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. We'll move on to the next question. Could you describe your funniest moment with your car?
Just too many of them. The recent one will be that hardcore.
Really?
Not starting at the garage, and then got a tow truck. I had a video with a tow truck, came home to reverse down. So I told the uncle, I'll start house seat, crank start. So came down. Otherwise, most of the one is getting into the wrong alpha. I don't know how many times it happens. You should know my car then come. I'll go and move. Yeah. Get in the wrong alpha.
All right. Okay, so we're going to jump to the next part. And okay, this is something slightly different. What would be the one thing that most people would not know about you?
Many things though.
Share one. Something that no one would, they would least expect of Tony.
I can drive the 40-footer container. I know how to couple and uncouple. Although reversing into a loading bay takes a bit more time because the trailer turns differently. It's one, two, maybe people think that you run many restaurants, but I have not actually worked in a restaurant before.
Oh, you have not?
Maybe in the beginning 1-2 days, I tried to put my hands in to really understand the ops. But really, have I worked inside, like a lot of founders who have spent so much time really working there?
Yeah.
Something I really say I have not. But I think maybe I kept that eyes on with the strategic kind of, people say you talk, you don't know.
Yeah.
But sometimes, hey, how to do, then I get the chance to talk. So really, I have not really worked in the restaurant.
Fair. Sometimes you need to see things from a different perspective as well. If you're so involved inside it, you cannot see things from from an outer layer, right? Awesome. Thank you for sharing. There you go. Okay, we're gonna move to our last part, and this is our rapid fire question. Yeah, and it's just quick, short questions. Just shoot them back in 2 seconds, and we're good to go. What's your ideal car?
Old but reliable.
What color would it be?
Silver.
Silver all the way. What's your ideal weekend?
Having enough time to enjoy car drive in the morning and still can get back to spend good time with kids.
Okay. Sounds like our every weekend, all of us. Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
What's your favorite hobby?
Hobby now, cars.
What's your favorite movie?
Movies, I enjoy, I would say enjoy anything more non-fiction.
Okay.
Non-fiction.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you, bro. You did very well.
Right, guys, I'm Tony Lim. So next, what's your story?